Hi, I'm Matt Hodson from John Crawford Marine. This morning we've been handed the keys to our new Arvor 625 Sportsfish. This is an all-new model to complement the new range of Sportsfish designs from Arvor boats. So we're down at Gold Coast City Marina and we're going to make the 70-kilometre journey by water back up to Manly Boat Harbour, pick it up by trailer and take it back to the boatyard. So join us on today's ride as we take the keys, put it through its paces and then get it back up to home. One of the really exciting things with this new model is the ability to merge the range. So Arvor has the Sportfish range and they have the Weekender range, and they're quite specific in their applications and design. But this new Sportsfish, the 625, they've actually brought some of those Weekender comforts over, which is something that I really like for the trailer boat market, or those people that just want a pocket-sized cruiser to keep at the back of the house. You've still got the lock-up wheelhouse and self-draining decks, which Arvor are characterised by. But some of the fishing features of this particular model is very high internal freeboard, which I love. They've got the stainless steel tow rails to lock your toes under if you're fighting a big fish, padded coamings, plumbed live bait tank, saltwater deck wash, dual transom doors for ease of boarding at a marina or off your pontoon, and other features that I like: dual batteries, hydraulic steering, standard. These aren't upgrades, it's all part of the Arvor price. And the family's certainly not forgotten about either with this clever new design from Arvor. We've got a full width rear lounge with removable cushions. We've got a fold out port side chair that comes out with comfort, loads of underfloor storage, so 2 big kill tanks if you are fishing, or they could become storage holds for your day's gear. 160 litre fuel tank, so class leading fuel capacity on a boat of this size, offering plenty of scope to get to the furthest corners of the bay. We're going to have a look at fuel consumption on this trip back up to Manly today. It'll be really interesting to see what our Mercury 150 horsepower 4-stroke is going to push this boat along at economically. A lot of Arvors out of the sales go into dry rack facilities, so therefore the motor basically stays trimmed in the down position all the time. But there's also those owners that want to trailer their boats, and there's also those owners that might want to moor their boats at the back of their home. Something I certainly like with the design of this is the way that this transom folds back up, allowing the engine to tilt all the way up into its full position, and that way the gearbox is completely out of the water. The skipper is certainly not forgotten about with comforts as well, because isn't driving a boat really half the fun? So you've got bolstered ergonomic chair, hydraulic steering, Mercury active trim to help keep the fuel efficiency maximised, VHF radio, we've got a beautiful Simrad combination touchscreen sounder, GPS, with Arvor includes a mapping card. And then the generous V-berth underneath, room for a chemical toilet with all the cushions in, a really large double V-berth for those that might wish to overnight. And storage, it abounds throughout the boat. So for your day's gear, the safety gear, things that are seldom used, there's no reason to have a cluttered cockpit or a cluttered cabin. Alright, here we go. We're on our way back to Brisbane. We're leaving Gold Coast City Marina in the new Arvor 625. We've got about 75 kilometres ahead of us. Unfortunately, we did ask for blue skies and calm seas. Well, we got the blue skies. But anyway, it's an August wind, westerly, so a little bit of spray chop, but other than that, that's why you own an Arvor, you know, lock-up wheelhouse and self-draining decks. Anyway, let's go and enjoy the adventure that's ahead and getting this boat back to the boatyard. There's something always exciting about receiving a new model boat. I suppose it's all of your brain goes into overdrive because you start thinking about all the places you could go and explore. Or in our environment in sales, JCM, it's also a place where you start thinking about all the things that we can share with other families and the aquatic environment, things that they can go and do. I mean, just this run already, we've seen kangaroos on the beach. We've seen some of the maritime services guys repairing some of our beacon ways, the eagles and the seagulls and the soldier crabs that just litter the sandbanks. I mean, boating's just, it's all encompassing. It's so much more than just catching a fish. It's environment, it's respecting the environment, it's wind, it's tides, and you don't have to have a massive boat to do that. And in saying that, this Arvor 625, I can just see it doing so much, such a diverse amount of boating and offering families, whether you've been fishing, overnighting, tow a tube or a toboggan or a ski. It just seems to tick a lot of boxes. Only halfway through the trip up to Manly, but yeah, can't take the smile off my dial. We've just come out of the Coomera River. We're now running our way up to the jumping pin. The boat's running faultlessly, varying our speed obviously about every 5 minutes, a few hundred RPM, just to run in the motor. As much as we do get told, you don't seem to have to these days, but I still have my dad in the back of my ears going, run the thing in. So we just vary our speed. To be honest, on this broad water, you're varying it anyway because of the amount of moored traffic and people going past you. So now look, we're cruising along at the moment at 4,000 RPM. That's running the boat at a speed over ground of 22.5 knots, which is lovely. And a fuel burn running at the moment of about 1.6 kilometres to a litre. Now this is running the 150 horsepower Mercury. So with 160 litres of fuel on the board, let's say 220 k's just for safety and margin, that's a big day out in the water. So anyway, we're now about to make our way up to the jumping pin, and then from there we'll run up a Canipa Passage, run up to Peel Island, then across the paddock over to Manly, and then get this back to JCM. Well, we made it into Manly. We've done 78 kilometres by water. We used just on 60 litres of petrol, considering we were varying the speed a little bit, running the motor in, which is great economy when you consider it's a 6 metre boat. Now it's time to get it back to the boatyard and then fit it out and then get it ready to retail.